Alright. Yo, what's up, Adam? What's up, everyone? Welcome to another weekly review. Let's give it a couple of minutes to see if anyone's gonna join us. So, we will jump right into this week's trades, opportunities, which were just a few, honestly, for me. And then, of course, let's do an outlook. Did catch up, haven't been active this week. Well, you didn't miss a lot, honestly. All right, so I'm gonna start with higher time frame. Let's jump right into the yearly VWAP. All right, so starting off, as mentioned last week as well, we are trading basically into the 2024 value, right? And we do have like price trading into the 2024 VWAP level, which is right into 66k, right? 65.9, 66k. So, what does this mean? As mentioned, like a few weeks ago, also inside the group or on public streams, I expected some chop around here, which we eventually got. But as you guys can see, this level has been acting as support so far. I do believe that by the time we lose 66, 65k, things are not looking that good, and we will probably be trading towards the 60s once again, and probably even lower towards 50k, which is the 2024 5-year low. Now, for what's basically more common to happen is to keep on ranging, right? So if you notice here, we have gotten like a pretty solid range, right? From 70, 75k all the way down to 65k, basically. This is the range so far. So as long we keep on doing that, then yeah, we will keep on doing that until proven otherwise, right? But by the time we accept below 65, 64, around these levels, and we spend time and space being pulled around here, I think we will be getting a flash lower. Now, for the bullish case, obviously we need to be flipping 70, 73, 74k, 75 basically, all of these levels with price once it flips these levels, obviously we will be going towards the 80s and probably 85 all the way up to 90k. This will be basically our higher time frame resistance level as we come up here, if we do come up here. I'm not going to go through what's going to happen on a rejection or acceptance above because we're still far away from that. So when we get into that, then yeah, obviously we can be talking about scenarios. But so far, I just want to be focusing on 65k level, basically 66k. Now, let's jump right into the quarterly value, which we had a pretty solid play since, you know, the past few streams. So I began the public streams around here, if I'm not mistaken. So we talked about the rotation from the developing quarter VWAP back into the developing quarter value low, which we got it, right? And going forward, once again, as you can see, 65k is a big level, right? Because this is the previous quarter via low, right? We did have the quarterly close and the quarterly open on April 1st. So going forward, if price keeps holding above here, sweeps can happen. If we sweep, reclaim, then longs are looking good up all the way towards 74, 75k, right? If we get momentum being built here, then we can be seeing price trading up all the way towards the 80s, right? The bear scenario basically is to flip here, spend time and space below, possibly get a retest, and then get a flush lower. We don't want to see price spending a lot of time below these levels, right? So even if we get a sweep, or if we don't, we need to see price sweeping and reclaiming immediately. Like this could be like 1 day or 2 days, because we're into the 4-hour chart, forming like a deviation below here. As soon as we reclaim, it's valid. But if we spend more like than 3, 4, 5 days, it's not looking that good, right? So going forward, 65k is basically our 1k level we need to have in mind, and for the upside 75, 74.5 is the previous quarter VWAP, right? So not much to mention here as well. 65k remains a big level. Now going into the monthly, we did have a really nice play which we talked about, if I'm not mistaken. Hey Aniket, what's up, man? I've seen you on Twitter. You've been doing pretty good, brother. GG's. So right here we did have our previous month value, right, which was the value from February. Now going into the monthly close, basically we did have a solid play right here. Obviously we got a rotation from value high, previous month value high, all the way down towards the previous month value low, right? But as we came down here into 30th of March, we did have a nice sweep into previous month value low, which this was longable, but for me, you know, it was 3 a.m. for me, so I couldn't really take a setup here. So yeah, this was a solid setup, but as we can see, it is not looking that good, right? And having the monthly close right here and the new monthly value being built here, I'm not really sure this is gonna be pumping higher if we don't reclaim ASAP above 68, around there basically. So the more time we spend below these levels, below previous month value low, March value low basically, this is looking like a good short POI, right? The more time we spend here, the less likely it is to go back higher. So if we spend time and space here, a retest and a rejection into previous month value low is sortable to target. It's a great sort of opportunity to target new lows basically, right? Now the bullish case scenario would be to flip, spend time and space above, and then get a move all the way up towards the 70s, where we got the other extreme, right? From, if you look at this, I mean, the trend has been broken, right? The uptrend here has been broken, but we're playing extremes, right? So if we reclaim here, we're focusing on this extreme, which could offer some sort of resistance, but the major level here is previous month VWAP, right? So by the time we set back below previous month VWAP, we can be looking for more shorts. And we're still into a downtrend if that happens. Now, if we flip here as well, 70k basically build some momentum, we're targeting these highs into 72, 73k, right? Which is also the previous month by year high. So going forward, 67.5 is a key level. If this gets rejected, we're targeting basically new lows and we're betting on further downside. If that level gets reclaimed, we're looking for 70k. If 70k gets rejected, we're playing this range, right? And if we flip 70k, we're targeting 72, 73k. These highs basically, right? And obviously then we're just trading the hard time frame range, right? So, by the way, if we do get a rejection here, things are not looking that good because we're rejecting value. I will go through one example with a previous week value I showed to the guys on inside the Discord. So previous month value and previous week value for the next few days and weeks is going to be really important in my opinion. So we better reclaim above these levels ASAP. Now, let me show you something. So basically one of the greatest plays this week was to short previous week VWAP, right? Which we got it with the guys in the Discord. I will show you later the execution as well. So why am I saying this? First of all, because as we are rejecting previous week VWAP, this is one of the 10 laws of market dynamics, right? Which says when you're trading back into a value, right? If we reject into the POC of the value, the first law of market dynamics, which is that we're getting a rotation from value area low all the way up to value area high, is basically disrupted, right? So what this means actually, that we are kind of rejecting value, right? When that happens and we don't hold basically value area low and start accepting below, the trend continues. Let me show you some examples of this. So first example was last week, rejection of previous week VWAP, the POC, right? Rejection, continuation of the trend, right? Accepted below previous week value low as well, with time and space being built, slow grind being built here, breakdown, and then we got the continuation lower, right? Let me show you another example of this. Another example, POC, previous week VWAP, rejection right into the POC, previous week value low, acceptance below, continuation of the trend, right? That's pretty much it. Same goes for monthly values, quarterly values, any type of value, right? These rules apply, the laws of market dynamics apply anywhere, on all values. So, having that in mind, if we don't start reclaiming above previous week value low ASAP, things are not looking that good, right? We need to be spending time and space and flip this POI. Right, this is a good short POI by the way. Here we do have previous month value area low, and right here, I think, wait, let me show you exactly, 67.5, yeah. previous month value low around here, previous month value low, and previous week value low, right? So if we don't reclaim ASAP above these levels and we keep on slow grinding above these levels, things are not looking that good because we will be probably rolling over to the downside, right? I'm still holding some shorts. I'm looking to add. Unfortunately, we don't have a pretty clean reaction here. I wanted to take this short. I kind of faded, but it is what it is. So main focus here is on this POI, right? Even if we start reclaiming here, we could be rejecting, form some sort of distribution, then accept back below previous week value low, and then we're going lower, right? So it would be better to wait it out a bit, trade the extremes, and bet on a breakdown, right? Rather than getting a position here, because price is chopping around these levels quite a lot. So if we do get a rejection here, I would bet on a breakdown or on a tight invalidation trade right around here, which stops being right here. So obviously we can keep on chopping, and obviously we will be having probably some weekend chop if price keeps on doing that until tomorrow, and then yeah, we will be having a new weekly value to play around. But again, the idea remains the same, right? We do have 67.5 previous month value low, right? So if we don't flip that, and we don't flip that bearish POI, things are looking bad. If we start flipping and slow grinding right around here, 68.5, 68, we're looking for a move all the way up to 70s. 70.5 around here, this is a good POI, right? So that's pretty much about the weekly value as well. Now let's jump right into TPO. Starting off with the weekly TPO. So if we take a look at this, we have formed a nice composite, right? We do have value overlapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of overlapping value, right? I used to have these two values, right? A 4-week composite and a 3-week composite, right? Which was kind of confusing for me. So instead, since price is also trading inside these levels for a while, and we do have value overlapping, I went over and merged these two values together and got this 7-week composite which gives him basically an idea of where the overall value is. So it makes my life easier since I got some levels from VWAP or daily TPO in between, right? So value low at 66 point whatever, POC at 68, right? So another reason why 68k is important and why we need to be flipping it, right? Right around here, it's right into the gaps here, the single prints right here, and value high at 71k basically, right? So let's go, what the heck, into the chart here. If I hide some levels, what is my 7-week? Give me a second. 7-week, and this one. Oops, not this one, this one. Okay. So 7-week value low and 7-week value high. So going forward, we will be playing this range, right? And it makes sense just because it is the overall value that has been built here. So if we manage to flip right around here and we keep on grinding higher, we're targeting 71K, which is basically aligning with the views we had on the monthly value, right? So if we flip 68K, 67, 68K, we're looking for a move all the way up towards the 70s. Now, if price manages to start trading below here and we spend time in space, we're looking for expansion, right? And an imbalanced move to follow. So going forward, another reason why 66K is pretty important, right? But let's see what's happening on the lower time frame. All right, so that's about the TPO. Let's go right into daily TPO and let's take a look at this. So right here we did have a multi-day composite, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of overlapping value. If merged together, they form this pretty solid composite, right? From 68.4 all the way down to 65.4 basically. Right, and if you notice, price has been trading pretty nicely within it. We did have a rotation from value low all the way up to value high. Another reason why this short that I'm going to show you was a really good idea was that we basically rejected into the value high, started accepting below, and then we got the rotation lower towards value low, which if you notice here, we have also formed like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of overlapping value. So this is another composite right here, right? So let me get rid of this. Another composite right here, which is basically telling us that right now we're sitting right in the middle, no triggers, nothing to trade. Personally, I'm not into any position other than the shorts I'm holding from up here. If we reject into 68K, 67, all the way up to 68K, these single prints basically, this is what I'm looking to get filled, and we start accepting back below 67.5. We're looking for some solid shorts down to 65 once again. This was a nice reaction. Okay, what the heck? It was a nice reaction of this 5-day composite value low. We just need to get some follow-up all the way up to 68, right? Main focus right now is on extremes, right? So there is nothing really pretty much to do right now. Heading over the weekend as well. So summing up everything together, let me bring up here. Okay, let me get rid of some levels we don't really need right now. So let's get rid of these. And what the hell is going on? TradingView is messing with me. So we are ranging basically still. We are ranging within, what the hell? What the hell, trading you? Anyways, we're ranging within 65, 66, all the way up to 68, 69k, right? So until one of these levels gets flipped, we will be ranging within this. Okay, now by the time we start accepting below 65k and we spend time and space below previous quarter value low, 7-week value low, this is telling us that we're heading probably towards the 60s, 60k, right? I do have a level there. And for further downside, we're looking for 50k, 51k, 2024 value low. If we do accept now above 68, 69k, we're looking for a move up into 70, 71k. For further upside, we will need to be seeing further acceptance above 71, 72k, right? But even if we come up into 72k, price must not trade back below 71k, because if we do trade back below 71k, we're still remaining rotational within this multi-week. Let me show you 7-week value, right? If we do that and we start sweeping here these highs and accept back below here, I'm looking for some more shorts towards these lows. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now let me show you the trade I told you about. Okay, I did have some other trades as well. I did have some shorts here which on Monday, which they got me out unfortunately, and then they dumped the price, right? It was kind of choppy. Pre-drive into the highs, into, you know, this prior high, approaching this gap as well. I saw some exhaustion from buy side. Every single buys were getting, you know, absorbed. We got the breakdown. I jumped in, then tried adding here, but I got out unfortunately, and we got the move back down towards this POI basically into the lows. And then we kept on chopping. It was monthly close, quarterly close. There wasn't really nothing making sense, you know. It was untradeable for me. That's why I didn't take any trades. And coming into yesterday and on Wednesday, I took this short, which was based off the fact that we were into previous week VWAP. We got some momentum here. It got faded. We formed some internal liquidity, swept this liquidity. A lot of buys got absorbed here. I jumped right in. Posted also in the Discord. The boys took it with me. And then Trump was speaking like around 4 a.m. my time. Unfortunately, I wasn't awake to add into here because, you know, although Trump was speaking, this was a solid play because we started getting some distribution forming into the highs, and then we got price trading below this composite value high, right? This level, retesting, not being able to, you know, continue lower, not being able to continue higher, sorry, and then eventually started breaking down as soon as we broke down here into 66, 65k area basically. My initial target was this PY here, 67, right? Here we do have previous week 5-year low, this composite POC, right here, which was right here. And yeah, as soon as I woke up, price was down here, so I was like, let's take 80% off, and I'm still holding 20% of this trade and looking to add into shorts if we keep on breaking down lower and lower. So that's pretty much it. This win was like a 4.5 hour trade so far. If we keep on getting some ads and keeping the downtrend intact, I will be adding more, and hopefully we'll be getting more out of this. So yeah, slow start of the month, but you know, no need to rush anything. We did have a pretty good March, everything tracked. So that's pretty much it for today, boys. Keep in mind, 65k is our higher time, 65, 66k is our higher time frame, big level to hold. 68k is the lower time frame level, and the lower time frame range we're trading within 68k and 65k. And 71k is the higher time frame level, which is acting as resistance. Now, for any of you guys wanting to join the Discord, obviously you can sign up through here, or you can join through one of our affiliates, Bluffin, Bybit also coming soon. Trade some volume here and enter your UID and gain access, right? Or buy an account, 25k account, 50k, 100k account using the code LORE on Breakout to get immediate access, 30 days access into the group. All right, just make sure it is a first time order, because I got a lot of people not making first time orders, and that's unfortunate because it's not valid. So that's pretty much it for today, boys. Make sure to stay safe, and we give some rules we follow for trade management. Yeah, of course, before we close. So for trade management, some rules I follow. Basically, first rule is that if I don't have to move my stop break even, I don't move my stop break even, right? What makes you move your stop break even? Just a few reasons based on price action. For example, on this trade, as soon as we got this type of SFP play here, right here, I jumped in, right? This is a pretty good entry. Since we're trading a rotation to the downside, should price spend any more time above here? No, right? So my initial stop was here. Then after I moved my stop a bit to the downside. Only after we got this breakdown, if I was awake, I would move my stop here, right? Below break even, basically. So one rule to move your stops to break even or into profits is to have a breakdown or a break of structure to the upside, right? This is the first rule. Now, the second rule is that when my trade is up more than 2 or 3 hour and is into like a POI, let's say this is a POI here and price is here, and this is like a 4 to 5 hour, yeah, 5 hour trade. So sorry, give me a second, guys, I'm coming back. Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. I just got the delivery. So, what was I saying? So, as we are into this POI, if price is up like more than 2 to 3 hour, I'm used to take 80% off and leaving runners, right? If price now is into like 1 or 2 hour up and is into a POI that price may bounce or reject from, I take 50% off and monitor price action to see if we're gonna keep on going lower. Right. Also this about taking profits. And for trade management and executing, like getting into the trade, first things first, when I get a POI, for example, that price may, get a retest, I go with half hour. So if I want to risk, like, for example, 1k, I go with a limit of $500 risk depending on my stop, right? Always count. That's how I always count my trade size. Basically, what I trade, and a pretty good tip is to have your uh, long short tool right here. Input your account size, for example, 50k account, right? 50k fund account, a 1% risk, and this will give you, depending on your entry and your stop, right, this will give you the size you must use, 1.5 BTC, right? So 1.5 BTC, let's say for example this was a limit trade, divided by 2, I go first with a limit of 0.75 BTC. Then as soon as I get a good reaction and price doesn't trade against me, I add into the trade. The max I risk on trade is 1 to 1.5 R, right? So I will probably get at max 3 entries if trade is going towards my direction. So yeah, this is also another thing about execution. I think that's enough. Do you guys have any other questions or something we could do a small Q&A? Aniket has a question. By the way, let me take a look. What the hell? They signed me out. How did this happen? So, trail with Aniket says trail with yeah, basically that's it. So, if you guys don't have any other questions, I will go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. Say where we're at in terms of higher time frame. So for higher time frame Ethereum, we're still below previous year area low. 2.1 is basically the level to flip. If we keep on trading below here, it's not looking that good, but having in mind that range we have built here, where is it? Getting, yeah, having in mind that range we have built here, it's not looking that good, right? I mean, it's looking better than BTC, if you have a look at this, Ethereum is sitting at range highs and BTC is sitting at range lows. So yeah, 2.1 is the level to flip for further upside on higher time frame. 1.8 is the level that is holding until we flip it, right? Start trading below. So, do you guys have any other requests or charts you want me to take a look at? Let me take a look at Hype as well. Hype is looking kinda nice. 31, 32k is beatable. We talked about this with Waffle the other time we did the stream last week. As long as we're holding 32 is looking good, right? Because we're holding yearly value. For lower time frame, we got a range from 36 down to 32. We need 32 to be holding. All right. Now, 32 is basically the developing year VWAP, the previous quarter VWAP, the previous month 5-year low. So we got a lot of levels aligning. So all eyes on 32 for me on Hype. So, if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm gonna end the stream here. I will be posting the recording as soon as possible. I'll post it on Twitter as well and on announcement channel, and for the guys in the Discord inside the recordings channel. So thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, have a good one.